Natural disasters can happen anytime and anywhere. And in the last 30 years, $2,600 billion in property damage and 1.35 million lives were lost in the world, and more than 200 million people are affected every year. And recently, the Philippines and Japan experienced catastrophic disasters. Both countries are bombarded by strong typhoons year after year. And the Philippines experienced the full wrath of Super Typhoon Yolanda in 2013. Both countries are located in the part of the globe that is prone to powerful earthquakes, explosive volcanic eruptions, and surging tsunamis. Like back in 2011, when Japan was rocked by the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. To overcome such situation, the international society recognized the importance to shift from a post-disaster response to a pre-disaster measure to finally face the challenges of sustainable development. Summits and conferences were held for Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, or DRRM, and countries agreed on how to properly implement pre-disaster measures. As a result, the Sendai Framework emphasized the importance of building disaster-resilient societies by pre-disaster investment, and such investment will contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. The Philippines is following the international trends on DRRM and adopted a new DRRM law and formulated a national DRRM plan. The Philippines and Japan are leading DRRM efforts in the international society. Great efforts are being made to share lessons and experiences. Concepts are being made known, such as mainstream DRRM in all development sectors to secure lives as well as property and assets. And a concept such as Build Back Better that uses disasters as a trigger to rebuild hard-hit communities to be more resilient and be more prepared for the next disaster. And through the establishment of a strong partnership, the Philippines and Japan will strengthen their collaboration on DRRM. The partnership between the Philippines and Japan has a long and storied history. The Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, has implemented projects in the whole country by using Japanese advanced technology and experience. JICA's cooperation is seamless and comprehensive, employing the best mix of structural and non-structural measures. Nationwide weather observation, flood forecast, and early warning systems were established, and real-time monitoring systems for earthquake and tsunami in the whole nation were installed. Detailed risk assessment studies were done for various hazards.
During Typhoon Uri, we were so happy that we were able to use the hazard maps given to us by JICA. So the hazard maps that we presented gave the people an encouragement for them to move out from their coastal residences.
Structures to mitigate the disaster's impacts were constructed, such as mega dike, slip dam, sabo dams, and others, by following the basic concept of harmonization with nature and human livelihood. And ownership of the outputs was transferred to local communities to ensure the maintenance of the assets. In addition to the construction of structures and provision of equipment, JICA is working with national government agencies to enhance the capacities on DRRM by dispatching long-term advisors and conducting trainings for government officers, and support LGUs and communities by assisting the local-based activities of Japanese volunteers, civil groups, universities, and local governments. Such cooperation projects are promoting the safety of lives and assets.
I can see the fruit of my labor that this project is really completed and Ormoc is now safe from the rampaging flood.
A strong partnership between the Philippines and Japan has been established and have to be empowered to face future disasters. The fury of natural disasters always left deep scars, and people have to consider how to be prepared for the next big thing. And JICA is helping build a strong society based on the Build Back Better concept, implementing pre-disaster infrastructures to reduce the impacts to economy and human life. This is why JICA's new strategy is not to limit itself to the establishment of a just resilient nation, but a safe and resilient Philippines. JICA lays out 3 priority actions for cooperation and 2 strategic considerations to always take into account to reduce disaster risk in order to protect persons, communities, and country by reducing losses in lives and livelihood and help the realization of the long-term vision of a safe and resilient Philippines. Action 1. Promote understanding of disaster risk. To formulate effective DRRM measures, it is essential to understand all dimensions of disaster risks, including potential damage it may cause to local people and assets. That is why JICA will continue to promote understanding of disaster risk as an important first step for cooperation. Action 2. Strengthen disaster risk governance. JICA will continue to cooperate in strengthening the capacity of the central government and also consider bottom-up approach. Such cooperation will contribute to the functional implementation of the whole DRRM system. Action 3. Invest in mitigation and preparedness. The implementation of pre-disaster measures is not a cost, but an investment. If no measure is implemented, a natural disaster will drastically stop the economic growth and the recovery process will take time. But if pre-disaster measures are taken, the impact to the economy will be smaller and more manageable. And because the damage is smaller, the work needed to recuperate will be lightened and the recovery process will be shorter. What this means is that the implementation of pre-disaster measures as investment for DRRM is vital in achieving sustainable development. Strategic Consideration 1. Mainstream DRRM in development to ensure sectoral expansion. JICA will incorporate DRRM measures at every stage in projects related to development, such as land planning, transportation, education, and other sectors. Strategic Consideration 2. Tailor-made solutions using specific local context to ensure regional expansion. Vulnerability, target, priority, and other various factors have to be considered. And because there is no one-size-fits-all approach to DRRM, JICA will consider specific local context. To achieve Ambisyon Natin 2040 and establish a safe and resilient Philippines, the partnership between the Philippines and Japan will keep going strong.